creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. We did start off with Moxley and Crew. They look like they're in the desert of Dubai or something in the truck. I don't know what that was about, but they were pretty much showing all the times that they have terrorized the company these past few weeks, and it was a great way to start off the show. So we're cool with that. Now we do come back to the arena where we see that all the baby faces, or all the people that I assumed were baby faces, they're there in the parking lot waiting on BCC to be there. Top Flight and Crew, Satnam singing them was there too, Karen Jarrett, and I'm just like, I don't know why y'all here, but apparently they're baby faces now. There was a few other people there. I think the Butcher was there. I'm not really sure. We need some meaty man to be over there. And they're waiting for them to turn up. Now we go to the ring. Tony Schiavone is in there looking miserable as usual. And he calls out Hangman Adam Page. Hangman comes out there. And Tony Schiavone's asking him questions. And really, I just wanted Hangman to punch the shit out of Schiavone. But we can't all get what we want in life. So he snatches up the microphone. And he talks about when he attacked Austin Gunn a few weeks ago. And I know we all forgot about that because it just seemed like so minor and nobody really gave a fuck. But he attacked him a few weeks ago. I believe he hit him with a chair when he walked into the building. And then here comes Colton, who comes and attack Hangman for obviously reminding us that he attacked his brother. They get into a little scuffle. And then the whole Bullet Club Gold comes out as well. And Hangman ends up running away before the beatdown can really ensue with the whole group. Now, I do want to point out that Hangman was already limping when he got to the ring, and then he was even limping some more after that. Jay White, he gets on the mic basically saying, hey, you know, we've had 5 matches together, and I beat you in all 5 matches. And I guess the storyline between them are still continuing. We'll see what happens with that. After this, we do have Samy Guevara going one-on-one with Shelton Benjamin. And I have to say, while Shelton was dominating in this match, it's not the beatdown I think the entire AEW universe was hoping for Samy to get. It was just not as big of a beatdown as Leo Rush got last week. Now, that match was just damn near perfect. Really great way for Shelton to debut. This match, I guess, I don't know, he finished warmed up and he's just, you know, doing charity by taking care of Samy Guevara. So this match was okay, but not as great as last week. Now, Shelton being so dominating, I feel like his finishers have not been so great. Last week was a power bomb. This week was a power slam. And something about that, it just feels like for him, we could do something much better than these type of moves. I get it. Someone of his size can get away with finishers like that. But for me, after that whole match, I don't know. The power slam just didn't feel great with me. Now, we do have some interesting developments with Kyle Fletcher. All right, so now we do have Kyle Fletcher, Uncle Don. They come to the ring. And this was actually a little bit longer than I was expecting. Kyle Fletcher is supposed to let us know why he put his hands on William. And honestly, he didn't really need to explain anything. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. Everyone else probably don't. Now, throughout this whole promo, people were telling him to shut the fuck up, wrap it up, all this shit where it's just like, if this was a babyface, this would be horrible. However, it's a heel. And it's just like, it seems like that's the right reaction that the crowd should be giving anyway. Now, I will say this. Kyle Fletcher, he has the front of his hair is platinum blonde. The back is just like regular blonde. And I'm just like, bruh, what is this? What was your hairstylist fired him? Long story short, because this was long. Kyle Fletcher goes on to say that William has been a traitor his entire career. He ain't shit. And just to prove to y'all, I'm not like William. And then he comes out of the blue. Uncle Don brings out clippers and he ends up shaving his hair in the middle of the ring. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with you not being like Will Ospreay. First of all, your hair don't even look the same, and I get it. Will Ospreay, he has had hair trouble too, but y'all don't look alike if that's the case. So he goes on and starts shaving his hair just a little bit and leave a lot of it fucked up, and I'm just like, bro, you might as well just get the rest of it, because he looks even worse than when he got in the ring with half his hair platinum blonde and the rest just blonde. And honestly, something about this didn't hit the way I think it should have hit. But this is Kyle Fletcher we're talking about. I think he's going to be okay moving forward. I don't know how he's going to look with the blonde hair. And honestly, I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it. So after this, we actually have AEW showing a recap of Takeshita defending the international title at Maple Leaf Wrestling this weekend. I did their review on that. If y'all want to listen to that, they have amazing matches. The main events were definitely absolutely worth watching, especially the two matches that Takeshita were in. Absolutely amazing stuff. I was really surprised to actually see them show this. Now, after that, we have Ricochet back there in a really nice suit, and he challenged Takeshita, of all people, to show up on Rampage. We won gold. We are not going on Rampage with no damn international title. Ricochet, if you want to be on Rampage, you be on Rampage. But Takeshita, I don't think so. Now, MVP, Shelton, Benjamin, they come out after, while he's talking, and they gave him a card. They want him to join, I guess. And that would be interesting to see where things would go if Ricochet ends up joining that group. We'll see. After this, they waste our motherfucking time with Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Somebody on the chat, Mr. Aldazov, called him Lunch Archer, because honestly, I don't know what it is, but he looked like he gains weight, or maybe this look ain't working for him. I don't know. Versus two unfortunate souls that they picked up from the parking lot. And it was a squash. Like, it was over in like less than like 2 minutes, like a minute and a half maybe. A waste of motherfucking time. Now after this, they had already done told us that Private Party, Daniel Garcia versus the Elite was going to come on next. So I'm just like, okay, so Pastor Briscoe and Jericho's match is going to be main event. I guess they made a typo. Whoever it is that's pressing the buttons back there put the wrong match to come up next. And honestly, it was Pastor Briscoe versus Jericho that was going to come on next. And we know this because Chuck Taylor, who is now a producer since, you know, the whole career situation is over, he goes on over there, basically coming on camera letting us know that he's still employed, and, you know, good for you. And he goes to Orange Cassidy, and he goes, Pastor Briscoe's match is up next. You should come on out of there. So anyone who was part of the conglomeration that was over there, they went inside the building while the rest of them stayed outside to watch for when Moxley and them was going to show up. Now, here comes the foolishness. This is a ladder wars match, and I told y'all, like, the second that they announced that this is not good. This is not good. So what ends up happening here is that they have a ladder war match. There's tables set up everywhere, ladders everywhere, and honestly, I'm just concerned about people in the crowd accidentally getting hurt. Pastor Briscoe, he does this every day, so it's whatever. Chris Jericho is probably a little too old to be doing this anyway, but we don't care. There was so many times whenever Mark would get on a ladder, it's almost as if he was just waiting for the next spot, because it was like, baby, you could have been grabbed that title. What is going on? So I knew it was shenanigans. Brian Keith gets involved. Rocky Romero comes to help and get Brian out the way. We even had Big Bill, who came and threw Pastor Briscoe through two tables, and at that point, you already knew what was going to happen. Pastor Briscoe done went through two motherfucking tables after going through a whole match. He's busted open, bleeding. Chris Jericho barely got a scratch or anything on him, and then Big Bill puts Jericho on his shoulder. They climb up the damn motherfucking ladder, and they end up getting the title. Ring of Honor World Champion is Chris motherfucking Jericho, and I knew it. I knew this was where they were going, and to be honest, I don't see him actually being on the show. Like, why would Chris Jericho be on the show? Unless Pastor Briscoe is injured or something, I actually don't even really see why Chris Jericho should hold this title. Tony Khan, give me a call. Ring of Honor, especially right now, is in shambles. Now, to make things a little even more confusing, after the Learning Trees over here celebrating, here comes Ishii music playing, and he comes out there with Rocky Romero. And I'm just like, oh, so y'all a little too late. Y'all like 2 minutes too late. Y'all could have came and helped Pastor Briscoe retain. But I guess there's something else going on here. Y'all know Ishii was attacked by the Learning Tree crew the last time we seen him after the whole summer of Ishii that we had, with him pretty much putting in work all summer in AEW while New Japan had the whole G1 thing going on and he wasn't in it. Now, we'll see what ends up happening with that, because I don't really know and kind of don't really care. After this, we do have Adam Cole who comes out, and prayers to Adam Cole. He doesn't have a girlfriend anymore. They say he have a dead man's bone in his ankles or whatever the situation is, but at least he can walk. He comes into the ring once again, about to talk about MJF, and then here come Roderick Strong that shut that whole shit down, thank God, and he comes out with the kingdom. Long story short, they're just like, hey, you've been so fixated with Maxwell all this time, but we went with you throughout your whole injury, in that whole storyline, we was with you, with your bros, you know, and, you know, pretty much stop thinking about MJF or whatnot. And then, Adam Cole said, you know what? You're right. Let me have MJF come out here and all four of us can whoop his ass. Now, I know that wasn't going to happen. But then we get MJF via satellite. He's getting massaged by some girl. But MJF, why didn't you call me? You needed someone to give you a massage. Like, I'm good with my hands. You could have given me a call. Now, he's talking, basically saying that between Roderick and Adam Cole, they should have 3 matches. Whoever wins, I think all 3 matches or the most of their 3 matches will get a chance to go against MJF at Full Gear, because MJF will not be showing up until Full Gear, which I figured that was going to be the case. And here we have, at least Adam Cole seemed like he's clear to be on TV. That little ankle of his has, made it through the trauma. To be honest with you, I know Adam Cole was cool with Tony Khan, but that right there, that's a lawsuit. That is a big lawsuit that any normal person would have gotten a lot of money from. But, you know, he's getting paid by Tony Khan, so it is what it is. And honestly, at this point, I was bored. After this, we get a commercial hyping up Jamie Hayter versus Penelope Ford. And then we get a promo from Jamie backstage, who is saying that, you know, she's always here at the show. She's ready. Penelope, we don't know where the hell you at, but in 2 weeks' time, she's ready to get her hands on Penelope. And I'm just like, oh, but you said you were ready and you always here. Why we waiting 2 weeks? No clue. We'll see what happens with that. Now, after this, we do have House of Black. Oh, Lord have mercy. These men, oh, Lord, they're, oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful men. Anyway, they're going against some more poor, unfortunate souls that they must have gotten from the parking lot. And this was just a squash. And, you know, I just don't understand. Tony Khan, the House of Black, look at these guys. These guys look like the gatekeepers of the underworld or something. And you just got them fighting with random people from God knows where. I just don't understand. Like, and it's no shade to these indie stars that are, you know, getting a little TV time to get squashed or whatever. But it doesn't really make sense that you're doing this on almost all your, well, pretty much all your shows. And honestly, what does this do to build House of Black to do any motherfucking thing? I have no clue. Now, after they lose, Buddy Matthews get on the mic, and I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, meaty men on the mic, I'll take it. And basically says, now that Adam Cole is not injured, I'm going to whoop your ass. And I'm like, oh, where the hell is this coming from? Then we show the Kingdom back there. And Adam Cole said he's going to go and ask Buddy his damn self why Buddy want to go against him. Buddy and them come out, and Brody and Malachi walk right past Adam Cole. And then Buddy says he wants to prove a point that Adam Cole is fragile as fuck. And honestly, he's not wrong about that. Up next, we do have Queen Amada versus Camille. And I absolutely appreciate that this was not a squash like everyone's been seeing with Camille. And honestly, Camille is supposed to be going against Statlander, so she can't just be doing squash matches for the fucking whole duration of her career. So Queen Amada gives her a really great match. Our CEO is ringside looking just so motherfucking yummy. Lord have mercy. How does she do it? How does she do it? She always look good. And it's shenanigans, obviously. Mercedes is getting involved and physically getting her hands on Queen Amada. And that ends up helping Camille take the win. Now, after this, we do have our girl, Chris Statlander, who is just, oh my God, Chris Statlander. Man, all the girls are just so pretty. How do they do it? I don't know. Chris Statlander come out there. She literally comes on out and walks directly into the ring where CEO and Camille is already in there. And like, she's not phased, she's not bothered, she's like nothing. She's just like, I ain't scared of you bitches, I'm in here, what's up? And she stands there. And Mercedes goes and she's like, girls, girls, girls. And she's like, look at Camille, look at her body. You were nothing like her. And I'm just like, wait a minute, Statlander look good too. I don't know what y'all talking about. She looks great. And then CEO walks behind Chris Statlander and then hits her from behind, but doesn't really cause any effect to Chris Statlander. And then both of the girls end up putting their hands on Statlander, and Statlander's laid out. Queen Amada, she's laid out outside the ring too. She could have helped, but you know, that ain't her battle to be fighting in. We'll see what ends up happening next week versus with the match with Camille and Statlander. Now we do have Hook. Y'all, this right here was a missed opportunity, complete missed opportunity. Hook is supposed to be talking about who attacked his daddy. Meanwhile, we do have Kip Sapan back there in the parking lot with the rest of the group. I don't know why he's really there, but whatever. And a car pulls up. Now everybody's ready to fight because now they're like, oh, BCC is them, we about to fight. And then it's our stepdaddy, Mama Wayne, who's in her street clothes, which we've never seen. Nick Wayne came out too, and they're just like, oh, it's just y'all. But then Kip Sapan runs. He runs into the building, and then the Hook is like, oh, I know who hit my daddy. I know who attacked my daddy. And I'm just like, nobody gives a fuck, Hook. We don't care. So then Renee went and got on the mic, and she's like, well, Hook, what happened? He goes, well, the man who attacked my daddy is in the ring. And then we see our stepdaddy in the ring, Kip Sapan, Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne, they all in there. And I was like, hold on, it was Christian? And then here comes Hook, who runs into the ring, tries to fight them. But here is Kip Sapan, who helps Christian from being attacked. And honestly, I'm just like, oh, okay, you're part of the group. I don't know what's happening here. Christian seems to, be confused or whatever, but it's like, all right, well, you know what? Thank you for trying to help me. You stand your ass over there in that corner while we take care of Hook. They beat up Hook, and then Kip Sapan comes to the back with them. We don't know what's happening from there. This was a huge, huge missed opportunity where it could have been Hook to be the one to have attacked his dad. It's something about this kind of felt like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Hook, I'm sorry, baby, you're not on the level with everybody else in the ring anyway. It would have just probably been a better situation if Hook would have turned heel. Something about this just felt a little off to me. Didn't like it. Now, on to the main event. We have Daniel Garcia teaming up with Private Party versus Jackson Perry and the Jackson brothers. Now, before the match don't even start, they already throwing hands, throwing down or whatever, and I'm cool with it. Stoltz actually was out there scouting once again Private Party, and then for whatever reason, I don't even know what happened, but security guards ended up snatching his ass up and took him away from the situation. I don't know what that was about, but that's hilarious. This was actually a pretty great match. Now, I will say this. Private Party has been in quite a few main events as of late. If there's anything for them to get out of this whole storyline with the Young Bucks, I would say that they are getting better quality time on TV. Now, and we're watching this, and it's only a couple of minutes before the show would have been over, and I'm just like, wait a minute, where's Moxley? Where's the whole shenanigans? This is going to end up with shenanigans, right? With the BCC basically ruining this match. But the match actually continues on with no interference, and Daniel Garcia, Private Party, ends up taking the win. Now, Daniel Garcia got his ass thrown onto the timekeeper's table where the little hammer was there, the bell was there, everything, and he just landed on all that shit. And I was just like, you know what, Daniel Garcia, if we don't see you for the rest of the night, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now, they end up taking the win, and the Elite are walking away. And here comes Isaiah Cassidy. He goes, oh, look, we beat you again. We deserve a title shot again. We deserve to go for the title again. Now, they don't say next week. Is it next week? I don't remember if they said exactly when for that match to happen, but they want to get their hands on the title again because obviously they beat them again. Now, he goes on to say, we want this title shot. Young Bucks are not interested. They're just like, no, bitch, we're leaving by. And he goes, well, I have an offer y'all can't refuse. If we go against y'all and we don't win, Private Party will disband as a tag team. Now, Mark Quinn, this is the first time he's hearing about it, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this too. And I'm just like, hold on. We did not agree to do this. When did we agree that y'all wouldn't be a group anymore if y'all didn't win the match? Now, Mark Quinn is just flabbergasted, and he's just like, bitch, what the fuck? And the Young Bucks look at each other, and they're just like, you know what? We like that. We're cool with that. And then meanwhile, then you see on the big Tron, the truck pulled up, that truck that BCC was in. And then that's when everybody who's out there, that been out there for 2 motherfucking hours waiting for BCC, finally, they geared up to fight. And only Marina comes out. And I'm just like, there it goes. Marina coming out. The rest of them, she done dropped them off on the other entrance of the building. And while they're distracted with Marina, who's just standing there looking pretty, there goes the babyface is getting attacked by BCC. Now, we do have Chuck Taylor, who comes out there, and I guess he's there to be peacemaker, and unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time, he gets attacked, and Wheeler Yuta goes to put his leg in between the chair to smash it on, because that's obviously the leg that got fucked up and why he can't wrestle anymore. But then Claudio's just like, we could do worse than that. Ends up taking the chair away from his leg and put that shit on his neck and stomp on it right when Orange Cassidy came out. Now, Orange Cassidy is looking at his best friend. He's distraught. All the baby faces that was in the parking lot, they finally made it into the ring. They got the medics and everybody coming over there to go help poor old Chuck Taylor. Commentary, Daddy Ass was there all night. Not Daddy Ass, Daddy Magic, excuse me, wrong daddy, was there. And Excalibur and Tony, they all just pretty much crying on commentary like, oh my God, look what they did to Chuck Taylor. Oh my God, will somebody do something? I'm like, Excalibur, get your ass up and do something. You complaining you want people to do something, get your ass up and do something. And the show ends with Orange Cassidy looking concerned about his friend. Now, maybe it sounds better the way I explained it, but it didn't really feel like it was as strong as it could have been in comparison to other things that has happened. Now, we can't expect the shows to be perfect every time or really, really strong. There's going to be ups and downs or whatnot. Marina, she comes out there and there's like almost never a woman to ever challenge her. Like Karen Jarrett was out there. Why couldn't she do something? You know what? Never mind. She wouldn't have been able to make it. But somebody could have been there for Marina. They didn't do that. And then they have this whole thing happen where it's just like BCC, aside from Marina, it's just Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Pack, and Mox, and then they have like a bajillion people in Team AEW, and they can't seem to get nothing done against BCC, which is very, very odd. I don't know if BCC should get a couple more members or some alliances to be with them, because why the fuck not? Now, I would say that the Young Bucks sort of maybe kind of look concerned about what was happening, but not concerned enough to once again do something. So maybe we might see a little bit of heart from the Young Bucks in the upcoming weeks. But honestly, I'm not sure where they're going. I wish this could have been a little bit more stronger. Why? Because they teased from the very beginning, not even just from the beginning of the show, but they've been showing with the match card that Moxley is here with danger, warning signs and everything, to make it really seem like it was a big deal and you was probably going to expect some crazy shit to happen. And honestly, it wasn't necessarily crazy. It was just like, all right, something happened. And it's going to, transpire to other things, but nothing big where it's just like, I waited 2 hours for this. That's it. I wanted to see more. We'll see what ends up happening then. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with a review on Ring of Honor. See you guys soon. Bye.